Steve, well done.
Thank
An
you.
immense effort tonight. What are you most proud of?
Oh, first off, the team. I thought the team executed the plan very, very well. It wasn't perfect, but it is only our second test for the year, so we'll build from that. But I thought they did very well, and the bloke to my left here was pretty outstanding. You know, a bit grumpy I didn't take him off earlier, but you know, 75 minutes was probably not a bad night's work for him after 7 weeks holiday.
So have you got a follow-up question, do you?
Did you think once you started to get in behind them a little bit that with that quickness of ball you would start to dominate in those patches?
Yeah, well, Foz and I had done a lot of work on what we wanted to do, and you know, we felt that we could hurt them if we could get in there. It would take away their line speed, which would then let us play some rugby. And to their credit, you know, they were in the game. I thought, you know, the score in the end sort of looks like it was easy, but it wasn't easy. I thought the Lions played magnificently, and you know, when they can score tries like that first one, you know, you're sitting there thinking, you know, they should be doing that a bit more often, because it was probably one of the best test tries I've ever seen. So.
Sorry, Steve.
No, Joe, you were running the show. I'll be quiet.
Ross Cull, up the back.
Sorry, at the back is Steve. Ben Smith, how's he?
He's got, he failed the concussion test, so he'll go through all the protocols, see how he is. Ryan Crotty's pulled his hammy, so we already had Jack Goodhue in as a replacement for him with his rib, so Jack will just stay with us, and we'll try and get Ryan ready for maybe the last test if we're lucky.
A word maybe on Aaron Cruden. I mean, he was, you know, bracketed during the week, and he put in a pretty big performance, especially on defence.
Yeah, well, he's like everybody, isn't he, in our team? You've got to prepare to play, and we weren't sure, but we were prepared to wait and give him the opportunity, and you know, he showed us on Thursday. Fozzie was happy with him, and so therefore I was happy. And you know, he came out and played a good game of footy, and you know, allowed us to put Bowden back after losing Bender back to fullback, and you know, I thought it was a good combination.
Nige on the right.
Kieran, I understand that you'll probably want to put this onto the team, but can you please tell us your satisfaction levels? Is that one of the prouder personal performances you've put in tonight, given everything?
Yeah, I'm not too sure. I think, you know, I go out there and I want to play as best I can and lead the team with my performance. And I guess, yeah, tonight I felt pretty good. But I think what Steve said was that it did take a lot of moments in that game, and it could have gone either way in some stages. So I think the guts and character that we showed to hang in there. And when we got our opportunities, I guess we took them a couple in that second half. So that was pleasing as well.
John Day on the right.
Steve, was that massive scrum and try to Rieko Ioane, was that the turning point in the game, do you think?
No, I think that it was more our ability to play off 9 and hurt them with, you know, just getting behind them and taking away what they wanted to do to us. I think that was more the turning point. Once we really looked after the ball and stopped trying to offload and do the stuff that we're known to do. But we built some real pressure through just doing that time after time after time, and I don't know what the tackle count was, but you know, I'd say they had to make a lot of tackles, and in the end that fatigues you, and fatigue makes you make mistakes. So you know, I think that's really was the turning point. That was a critical part of the game. Obviously the scrum was a highlight, and as was Rico's second try. You know, I think, yeah, there's been a lot of question marks about the young fella. You know, was he ready? And you know, that second try, not many people would have scored it. You know, because the guys chasing him are very good players and very quick. And he was just lucky enough to be a little bit quicker.
Mark Hinton to your right.
Steve, you talked briefly about Kieran's performance, but I just think it's probably deserving of a little bit more of a serious comment. He was quite magnificent in coming off no.
I thought I was serious.
Yeah. He was clearly quite magnificent in coming off no rugby. we all know he's kind of got elements of Richie about him. Was this kind of a Richie at his best type moment for Kieran?
Oh, look, they're two different people, but to be the All Black captain, you've got to have a lot of character and courage and be a fierce warrior. And, you know, Richie showed that over a number of years. There's been previous captains that have done that. Now it's Rito's turn to lead the side. So, you know, there was no hesitation in asking him to step up and play and do the role that we wanted him to do, because that's what an All Black captain does. And he did it magnificently. Hence why, you know, I mentioned him and the team, which is not very often I mention any more than the team.
Liam, on the right.
Steve, the Lions made no secret of the fact that they wanted to be the best forward pack in the world. What did you make of your pack tonight, and just looking ahead to what that means for the series?
Oh, I thought our tight five were very, very good. You know, if your tight five operate, since Adam was a Cowboy, if tight five do the job, everyone else can play. And yeah, tonight's test was always going to be won in the tight five, and I think we won that battle. But yeah, that doesn't guarantee that we'll win it next week. We have to front up and make sure we prepare properly, and you know, we've got some quality people there. You know, we talked about that scrum before. We just changed our front rowers over, and those guys came on and you know, scrum particularly well. So the bench did a great job for us there in the tight five. But we've got to be extremely proud of what they did. You know, you don't become the #1 side in the world for as long as we have been, with the greatest respect. And I don't want to sound like we're bragging here, but you don't do that unless you have a very good tight five. And I always find it amusing when everyone tells us they're going to beat us up in the tight five, because you know we're not just a team that can play flashy rugby. I think we can play down and dirty rugby too if we have to, and I mean down and dirty in the most respectful way. For all you people that like to write funny stories, take note, please.
Back row, yep.
Yeah, Steve, you knew the other way that the Lions were going to come after you was through Conor Murray's aerial game. How did you feel you dealt with that?
Yeah, not too bad. You know, I thought there wasn't a lot of blocking going on, so everyone had a crack at his kicks and our kicks, and both teams really competed hard for the ball in the air, and you know, it's a real skill, isn't it? And you know, losing Bender took away one of the best components in the world at it, and but for Bodie to go back there and do what he did, like, I don't think he dropped one all night. So really pleased with how we dealt with it.
Yep, Nige.
Ian, how much of the attacking game have you shown tonight? How much do you have in reserve for the next 2 tests?
Well, we went into this game with a plan to combat them, and well, I mean, we showed everything we needed to show tonight, and I guess we'll go away and have a look at it and see what other opportunities there were. But you know, we got some of the critical parts of our attack right today. But again, there was some stuff that we let them back in. I mean, we gave them a couple of opportunities off our attacking ball turnovers. There's some things we can improve, but you have to wait and see for the rest.
Yep, question in the front.
Steve, a big win, a commanding win for the All Blacks. Is there a danger of thinking the job's done now? Just elaborate just a little bit on that.
Well, the job isn't done, isn't it? It's a 3-match series, and to win it, you've got to win 2 of them. So winning one just gives us, I guess, an advantage because we're 1 up. But you know, so many times in sport that you know, the winning team gets knocked over the next week. So yeah, this team has always worked on the mantra that we want to be better, and we don't always achieve that. But that's what we strive to do, and so we'll go away. We'll enjoy tonight because we should. You know, test matches are special occasions, and there's a lot of hard work went in to get that win, and then we'll, you know, come together again in the morning and start, you know, preparation for the next week. And look, they're a good team, so if we don't prepare properly, we'll get second, and then it's 1-1, and we come back here to try and win the thing. So, you know, we've got to make sure we give ourselves every chance of winning it in Wellington, and that means preparing, you know, with no stone unturned.
Mark on the right.
Kieran, just continuing on what Steve was talking about there about, I guess, refocusing pretty quickly because the job moves on pretty quickly as well. What have you said to the guys, and what will you say to them around that? I guess the balance of enjoying a great test performance and then refocusing.
I don't think it'll be too hard for us. I think we're super excited about the series. I think it showed probably from our performance out there today. And so, it's can't assume too many things. So we'll certainly be talking about it. But you get a result on Saturday through what you do throughout the week. So we'll, as coaches, leaders, we'll talk about that and figure out exactly what we need to do throughout the week to make sure we prepare best we can. And we'll turn up next week and be as excited, I'm sure. Have a chance to play against the Lions. So awesome opportunity for us.